How do you learn new things without judging yourself? Get on your own team and go from mediocrity to excellence. One simple shift makes all the difference. We're going over that in this week's book review, Mindset, the Psychology of Success. What's up, guys? Clark from ClarkDanger.com back with this week's video. Book review series where we're taking 300, 400, 500 page books and distilling them down into 10, 20 minutes. And we take the best 10 ideas, the things that can really have an impact, change, and influence our life so we can apply them immediately. Today's book is one of the most talked about, promoted books in the last 5 years, Mindset, the Psychology of Success by Dweck, a Stanford professor, I believe, who has decades of research in the psychology field, thousands of hours of studies, and thousands of students she's seen from all different ages. You know, at some point, everyone who's good at something was not good at it, right? Her focus is on why do some people keep pushing forward, why others give up. If you're a regular viewer of this series, you know what we ask of you in this community. When you're going through this, you need to listen for one of three things and post it in the comments down below. The first one is your best idea, your best takeaway, okay? The second one is something you would like to add. And then the third thing is something you disagree with, all right? Any one of those is fair game. Post it in the comments below. Let's get going now on the 10 best ideas from Dweck's Mindset. Point number 1, fixed mindset. To open this up with the fixed mindset, I love the bit from Tony Robbins. He says, how long is it before we give up on a kid trying to learn how to walk? When he falls down, do we laugh at him, point fingers, and say he's never going to be able to walk again? No, we encourage him. We say, keep trying, keep trying, keep trying. The kid gets back up, tries again, and a magic formula. No wonder everyone in the world knows how to walk. Right there, that example illustrates the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. Dweck says, a fixed mindset comes from the belief that your qualities are carved in stone. Who you are is who you are, period. Characteristics such as intelligence, personality, and creativity are fixed traits rather than something that can be developed. Fixed mindset says things are the way they are and they're unchangeable. I am insert the blank forever, so I might as well not try. Or that person is successful because they got lucky. Or there's an obstacle, it's hard, I'm gonna find a way to avoid it. Dweck, one thing she was talking about in a speech I was watching of her was that she was in, some of the poorest neighborhoods out there. Kids at extreme disadvantage, no encouragement, no refunds, no resources, no anything. And she studied them and she said, what happens if this whole community's vibe is a fixed mindset, that these kids are at a disadvantage, they can't learn, they have all these obstacles in their way that we're trying to get around. What is this doing to the kids? And we'll explain that in point number 2. Point number 2 is a growth mindset. Dweck says, a growth mindset comes from the belief that your basic qualities are things you can cultivate through effort. Yes, people differ greatly in aptitude, talents, interests, or temperaments, but everyone can change and grow through application and experience. Let's go back to that story. Dweck was working with those kids. Some of the lowest test scores, especially when it comes to math and science. She taught the teachers, she taught everyone how to coach kids to go from a now mindset that, if I'm not good at math now, that means I'll never be good at math. If I'm not good at science now, that means I can never do science in my life. She went from a now mindset and coached everyone how to encourage the kids to go from a not yet. And that one differentiation of, you know what, it might not be now, but not yet is so much different. So the teachers started working with the kids, started pushing them, started saying, hey, who cares if you can't do it now? It's all about the not yet. Let's keep trying. Let's keep encouraging you. Let's keep, just like we taught the baby how to walk with encouragement and practice, we can teach you math and science with encouragement and practice. And I'm getting goosebumps talking about it right now because that school in the District of Washington, right down the street from me, went from one of the bottom scoring schools to one of the top scoring schools in their entire district. With that one simple mindset shift, it makes all the difference. Point number 3, progress mindset. It's less about getting things right and more about progress. That if we feel like we're making progress towards things, that's what our brain sees as success. Everyone knows this deep down. You go to the gym, you can't lift 2 plates right off the bat. You got to work up towards that. It would be ridiculous to go into the gym straight off the bat, day one, fresh, this is your first training session, and say, that guy, what he's lifting over there, he's been training for 10 years. I'm going to try and do that as well. It's not going to happen. So you got to slowly increase it. And over time, you get stronger and better. And then eventually, if you're dedicated and you make enough progress, you too can get that same result. Let's walk through now these 5 major areas: health, sports, money, relationships, and business, on where this fixed and growth mindset kicks in. The first one, with health. A lot of you know I did health consulting for 3 years. I ran one of the top ranked podcasts on iTunes in the health category, and I would just get hundreds of emails from people who heard my interviews, and they would come to me essentially asking to fix their problems over email. But I really respected that role because I got to be on the pulse of the main issues people were having. And a lot of them, when it came to weight, were mindset based. Yes, there were some cases where, they really had certain health conditions. Okay, yeah. But a lot of them adopted the mindset that I cannot lose the weight because I am genetically disadvantaged, or I am big boned, or I've tried everything and nothing I do keeps the weight off, or nothing I do will let me lose weight. And that right there kind of illustrates the fixed mindset. That, the fixed mindset says, if this diet, if this health program doesn't change my life in 2 weeks, then I throw in the towel, I quit, it's not working. That's the fixed mindset right there. It wants everything immediate, it wants it fast. It doesn't value progress, it just values immediate results. So, then there was the other side of the case. I got to talk to people one-on-one, and they had this growth mindset around health. And all these people who had lost 50, 100 pounds that I talked to, they changed their diet gradually. They stuck with it over time. They implemented all these strategies that we know and we talk about, and they really lived it. And that people from the fixed mindset mentality, when you started peeling away things like, okay, well, how much sugar are you eating? Oh yeah, 3 times a week. Okay, well, how much alcohol are you drinking? Oh yeah, I drink now and then. Okay, well, what time are you going to bed? All these things started to get uncovered, and in reality, it had nothing to do about their diet and everything to do with their mindset. Next area, sports. Let's talk about Michael Phelps. In 2004, he won 6 gold medals and 2 bronze medals. In 2008, he won 18 gold medals. In Rio, it put him up to, I think, 25. Don't quote me on that. 25 gold medals, one of the most decked out Olympians, gold medalists of all time in the history of the Olympics. But he wasn't always like that. As a kid, Michael Phelps was diagnosed with severe ADHD. And he'd go to swim practice, and his coach recalls that he spent lots of time by the lifeguard tent because he was acting up and he just could not focus. Other coaches gave up on him. Then flash forward to today, and Bob Bowman, his coach since Michael was 11, he's getting interviewed, and he says that focusing is one of Michael's strongest attributes. So you can imagine that kind of shift. Well, how did that happen? Bob Bowman says that Michael was absolute machine and that he utilized his focus, and he practiced 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and nothing could stop him. He did that since he was 14 till he competed. He even practiced on Sundays, saying that those Sunday sessions gave him an extra 52 days a year, which was an advantage on all his competition. So how do you go from someone who was an ADHD, severe diagnosed, to practicing 7 days a week, 365, even on Sundays, just to get an upper leg on your competition? He didn't adopt the fixed mindset of, I got ADHD, I can't do this, swimming's not for me, it's hard, it's difficult, I quit. He had the growth mindset of the not yet. I may not be able to concentrate, I may not be the best swimmer on my team, but if I keep showing up, even on Sundays, I bet one day I can make it better than anyone who doesn't show up on Sunday. I just have to put in the extra work, I have to put in the extra effort, I have to get those extra 52 days a year because I know my competition's not doing that. And if I have that growth mindset of I can keep doing this, I believe in myself, over time, I can achieve it. And that's what he did. And to this day, he's the most decorated Olympian of history. Case closed, drop the mic, the end. You can do it too. I'm not saying here that we can all be Olympians. I'm not saying here that if you work hard enough, you can get to that level. Yes, he has genetics. He has disproportionately long legs and long limbs, all the above. I'm well aware of that. But what you can't deny is the effort he put in. And just like in Outliers, we went over the 10,000 hour rules, there's something to be said about having that effort behind you. And that when you have that insane amount of effort, The thing that's going to keep you going with that effort is adopting that growth mindset. Because if we have, what's the other option? If you say it's all genetics in the gym, I can't get big, I can't lift, and genetics makes 50% of the difference, we still have that other 50% you can influence. So are you not even going to try? Moving on to the next area, this is business. This one's really personal for me because a lot of you've seen the journey over the last years. This time last year, I think I totally had a fixed mindset around this channel. I was about ready to quit. And I said, I'm putting all this effort into these videos and no one's watching them and I think they're good content. And then all of a sudden it hit me. None of the metrics I was valuing matter. View time doesn't matter, watch time doesn't matter, subscriber count doesn't matter. The only thing that matters when you're trying to grow something, you know what it is? Growth. That's the only metric you have to worry about in a business, in a relationship, in your finances. And that I was looking at the numbers and all the numbers were trending upward. They were all in the green. They weren't in the red. They weren't going down. So I said, you know what? If I stick at this YouTube thing, I don't think it's just going to be steady growth. I think if you look at anything with a business or really anything worth doing, it's exponential. It's that hockey stick uptrend, right? And so I kept going at it. I kept sticking with it with the YouTube thing. And here we are 6 months later. We're just hit 20,000 subscribers. We're growing 3,500 month after month. And it doubles every 6 months. That's amazing. That truly is amazing. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm not saying that to impress you. I'm saying it to impress upon you that if you focus on the growth, no matter what it is, no matter what element of your business, of your entrepreneurship, that's the only metric you have to go after. And that you can drown out the noise. And as long as you have that laser targeted focus to where you want to end up, like Michael Phelps did with swimming, like other people will go over in this video had towards a goal, like Bill Gates did towards Microsoft for 10 years. Just focus on the growth and don't get discouraged, because that's a concept of the fixed mindset. And if you have that growth mindset, if you value progress, if you value that not yet mentality, you're going to get there over time. Next area, this is money. The fixed mindset with money is pretty obvious. What do you think it is? It's the I'm poor mentality. I don't have any money and I never will, and that people with money are evil, or people with money had to wrong people, or money is for people who worked the system. Whatever, insert the blank we want to fill in there. Versus the growth mindset, we went over this in Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I've said it in other videos. It's a great point. We got to learn this. That the growth mindset says, it's not that I'm poor. Being poor is eternal, but being broke is temporary. Right now, I'm broke. I might not have all the money I want. I might be working towards it. But just like we went over in that business section, if we value the metric of growth, everything else will follow. Next area is on relationships. Talk about the area that can give the most pain or the most pleasure. It's relationships, hands down. I mean, I've had immense joy with relationships, but I've had immense pain like most people, and maybe even like yourself in the past with relationships. What does the fixed mindset say in relationships? Well, a couple things. If we've been broken up with, like I have, it says I'm not lovable. Or it says that they left me because there's something wrong with me. There's a character flaw with myself, and that's why they left. Or it says I'll never be able to find someone again because if they left me, who else would want me? I'm disposable. We can get these terrible limiting beliefs in ourselves and carry that around. And that's all a fixed mindset. And press pause on that. We'll come back to it, okay? What about if we're in a relationship? What's the fixed mindset there? Well, the fixed mindset in a relationship, if we're having problems, can say that if we have to work at something, it means it's not meant to be. If everything's not perfect, roses, dandy the whole time in a relationship, it means that they're the wrong person for us. Because it's not us that needs changing, right? It's always them. Or we blame our partner for everything. For every little character flaw or every conflict we have, it's always our partner's fault and we don't have responsibility. What are the growth mindsets? Let's flip them. Well, that first one of if you were broken up with, thank Jesus that you got broken up with. Because if someone doesn't want to be with you, you shouldn't be in a relationship with that person. That's fundamental 101. It'll never work, and that's a good thing that you're not with them anymore, because now you can be with someone who does want to be with you. Think about that kind of relationship. When you're with someone who wants to be around you, when you're with someone who is dying to be in a relationship and really loves and cares for you, that's going to be so much better than the person who's willing to leave you and break up with you. Right there, that's a growth mindset. You know, I love the saying, no matter how thin you slice it, there's always two sides. So owning our own part of our relationship, if we're having problems or we're having miscommunications or, you know, whatever happens when you have two people that are around each other so much. I mean, you're bound to have things that come up that are not going to be perfect. That's just reality of the beast. And so owning our part in it, no matter how thin we slice it, there's always two sides. Okay, what's my side? How am I that? That has been a huge growing point for myself in the last couple of years. If we're having issues in relationships, a lot of times I've noticed it's from a take mentality. And that's a huge problem. It's a fixed mindset trap that we're going to a relationship to take. We're going to take joy for ourselves. We're going to take that we're not lonely anymore. We're going to take that there's another person who gives us attention and we like that. And when we boil it down, man, if there's one thing, it's relationships are a place we go to give, not a place we go to get. The mindset shift there. When we go from a take mentality, what can I get from this relationship, to a give mentality. What can I give to the other person? And if you're both doing that, it's a totally different outcome. Number 9, the 2 most dangerous words. When I was putting together these points, this one, boom, snapped right into my head, goes back to when I was 14. At 2 a.m, I turn on the infomercial. Right there is Tony Horton, and he's doing the P90X workout program. You know, I'm a high school kid, so I'm like, I want a body like that. He's got this energy, he's got this passion, he's phenomenal. So I ordered it. Actually, I bootlegged it. So I got it and started doing the workouts at like 10 at night. And I'll never forget one of the things he said. It still sticks with me and just encapsulates the growth and fixed mindset. Is he says, never say I can't. Say I presently struggle with.
Forget I can't. Say I presently struggle with. And if you keep that mindset, then over the course of time, someone whose dream was to do 2 or 3 could turn it into 20 and more.
2 most dangerous words in our language are I can't. I can't do this. I can't make money. I can't have a relationship. I can't do business. I can't do sports. Everything we just went over and all those points, I can't is at the root of it. And that's dangerous because remember, the 2 most powerful words in our language, which we went over in, I don't know the video, I think Think and Grow Rich or something like that. 2 most powerful words, if you remember, I am. We got to really be careful with where we place our identity. And I think when you go from an I can't standpoint, talk about the identity that has, being someone who can't do something, you're not going to want to try. You're not going to want to stick at that. You're not going to want to grow through that. It doesn't matter if progress is how we feel rewarded. If we automatically go into it with the mindset that we can't, well, I wouldn't want that progress either, right? Last point, get on your own team. So how do we change our mindset? How do we change the operating system in between our ears? You coach yourself. And the way you do this is by keeping a journal. This is the best way, the number one thing you can do to develop that sort of objective viewpoint on yourself. So if you want to learn how to journal, go to mybestjournal.com. This is the course we put together on this channel. Everything you need to know from start to finish on how to start, keep, and master journaling. It's got tons of workshops in there. It's got full flip through videos of my own personal journals over the last 7 years. And it's just everything I've been doing since then to really coach myself. And I'm not perfect. There's a pretty good way you can grow. And we've been getting just amazing feedback on it. I mean, emails of people sending me screenshots of their journals through the course, emails of people saying that the course they've gone through 2-3 times. It's got PDFs in there. It's got MP3s, so you don't have to watch the videos. You can read through them, or you can listen to them, or you can watch the videos full form. That's how I'd recommend it. However you want to do it, I put it all in there. That's at mybestjournal.com. All right, guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so humbled by the response. I'm humbled by your emails that you send me. And I believe we're all in this growth journey together to better ourselves. Please post your comments down below. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share this around with anyone who would benefit. Till next time, thank you so much for watching. I love you. Stop settling. Start living. See you later.